My name's Andrea Németh. I work at the Dunfield Department of Clinical Neurosciences at the University of Oxford, and I'm collaborating with Professor Helen Dawes and her team at Oxford Brookes University, and also with Greg Smart and his team at 500 More, which is a digital innovation company. And today I'm going to be telling you about their Datagate system, which is an objective gait assessment technology for use via smartphone analysis. The Brookes team started out using an inertial measurement unit, or IMU, for gait analysis. And this IMU is a triaxial accelerometer, gyroscope, and magnetometer that was initially a single IMU, which is shown in the blue box on the right-hand side here. And this is placed over the center of mass using a tape, and then the data that is collected from the gait assessment is uploaded into the computer. Nowadays, the team are using an IMU which is already integrated into the smartphone. And you may not or may not be aware that smartphones all contain these IMUs, which detect movement in three-dimensional space. And you can attach the phone to a pouch to the base of the back via a simple belt. The methodology was validated in a huge number of controls, including volunteers at the London Science Museum, and also in clinical disorders, including our ataxia and Huntington's disease patients, and a number of patients with other neurological disorders. And as a result, the team now have gait metrics on a total of 65,000 people. So this is a very powerful resource for comparing our relatively small patient group against a large number of controls. I'll show you very quickly some of the original data outputs using what is known as phase plot analysis, and I won't describe this in detail today, but essentially you're able to see in a graphical input the difference between a control and a patient with Friedreich's ataxia. Now, this Datagate system is expanded on the original outputs and has been co-designed by the Brookes team with 500 More in collaboration with clinicians and patients. And the aims are to have a simple system, to have a cheap system, to make it scalable, quick and easy to use, and to be designed for self or home monitoring, which of course during the current pandemic is particularly attractive. But it must still produce reliable and objective data. It's got Wi-Fi and network data connectivity to its backend, and functionality to upload data to a secure service such as RedCap. And the results are presented onto the phone and can also be uploaded onto a clinician's computer. The system is extremely flexible, but usually a 10-meter walk or a 2+ meter walk are included, but it also has functionality to include, for example, questionnaires on fatigue or pain. And it's very simple, so there's this huge red start button, so even people with coordination problems can press the start button, and then the phone can be placed into the pouch and the belt attached. There's a delay allowing them to have time to do this. The outcome metrics, as you would expect, are temporospatial, for example, walking speed or distance, step or stride length, the cadence, which are steps per minute, and it can also be used to determine symmetry, balance, and variability. Kind of output you see, so average step length, average walking speed, average symmetry, and along the bottom graph you can see the outputs for each of the assessments, and this could be done over hours or days or weeks or months or even years, which means that you can get immense granularity if you want to, because it's such a simple system, but you can also get a much better overview over time. For example, if you included interventions, which might be rehabilitation interventions, they might be drug interventions, and because you can get a sense of variability, you can also see the effects, for example, of intercurrent illnesses. So the next steps are to complete the software validation, which is virtually completed now, to determine the accuracy across a group of patients with ataxia, and to develop this against the gait measures contained within the SARA rating scale, which, as you know, is a clinical rating scale. It's going to be trialed in the home environment using some of our patients, because it's already been trialed in the clinic. And we are now looking for collaborators, which is why I'm talking today, to make the app available to clinicians and patients to develop research cohorts, and we're also currently seeking funding. So if you want to talk to us more about it, here is Helen's email and my email, and I'll finish by acknowledging all of the collaborators for this project and our neurological very much.